Hey Scorpio, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your third week of June reading and I am using the Rider-Waite Tarot, and at the end I'm doing a pick a card using a butterfly affirmations. So go ahead and set your intention for card 1, 2, or 3, or all if you like, and ask for what it is that you need to hear. This is just a general reading, so if you'd like a private reading more geared to really what's going on with you individually, I offer those through Etsy, and that's linked below. Your theme this week is the Ten of Cups and entrapment. So this is talking about you're on the path towards your ultimate fulfillment. So that's like the big enchilada, the kind of, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by a hangnail, OCD. Anyway, it's that happy home life. It's having everything. It's not just the Nine of Cups where we have everything we want, but also people to share it with. So that is the path that you're on, and that energy is available to you. And this week you have entrapment. And so that's going to be talking about feeling stuck and feeling trapped. And that the fact is that we never actually are. That's a mindset that when things aren't moving and you feel trapped or you feel stuck and they're not going the way you think, there's a reason there. It's whether you are meant to be bold and decisive and do something difficult to break out of it, whether you're being held there until you learn something and like unlock the puzzle in some way, whether it's to change your perspective on something or to exercise your patience and trust in the process. There's a lot of things there, but just plain stuck isn't it? So this week you have the reverse Page of Cups, the Knight of Swords in reverse, Strength, and Judgment. So with this reverse Page of Cups, there's a sense of wonder that's been lost, of realism that has metastasized into like a cynicism. And with the reverse Knight of Swords, it feels like you're withdrawing, cutting yourself off, not communicating, or probably not having the words to express how you're feeling, and so just going silent. It feels as though, and this is pretty heavy, it feels like losing a sense of connection and intrinsic identity. Like that feeling that drives us to social media when we start to feel empty, to reach out to others and to have our existence mirrored back to us. And so with this Knight of Swords in reverse, you might have a bunch of unanswered emails, things that you've sent out, feelers that you've sent out that haven't gotten responses, like sonar. If a dolphin were to send out the sonar clicks and just into the abyss, into the infinite, and never hear anything back, it starts to make you feel like you don't exist. So a bunch of emails without responses, that's what this Knight of Swords does suggest. It can be texts that you haven't heard back from, content that you've put out like on Facebook or whatever that just isn't getting likes and isn't getting any response, and you start to feel ineffectual. You start to feel like you're in the sixth sense, like you're a ghost. Start to feel like a ghost in your own life. And it's like you kind of, that sense of lost power because you feel like you're losing, you can feel your interface with the real world dissolving. And so this also feels a little bit like passive aggression, like sadness and loneliness. So whether we're talking about you and how you're feeling or whether we're talking about someone else, it's talking about being very mindful, because this energy is very close to giving up. It's your patience and resolve is being tested. Either it's yours being tested by the situation, or this person who's feeling this way is really testing your patience and resolve. But there's a giving up, so close to giving up. And so what I feel, so with the Strength card here, it's talking about being stronger than you know, and I'm feeling like that's the last thing you want to hear. It's like, I know I'm strong and I'm tired. I'm tired of always having to be strong. When do I get to rest? When I can just need a break where I don't have to be strong. And so the message I'm getting here is that you aren't being asked to summon strength in the way that you're thinking of, but to summon power, and that they aren't the same thing. Like, this will be like the third Thor reference I've used in readings this week. I don't know why. But like the hammer, it's not just about having big muscles and strength to lift it, and like tightening your core and lifting from your legs and power, like lifting with muscular physical strength. But it's his power of spirit. Like, it's no big deal. It's like nothing. Also like drawing the sword from the stone. And it has more to do with the strength of will and character and connection to spirit and being in the light and all of those things. It's power, not strength. Also like the power of a martial artist, which isn't brute strength. So this card, the strength card, to me, it's not talking about, it's talking about, let me see if I can describe it. For one, the martial artist strength versus brute strength is going to be efficiency of effort. It's not tiring yourself out punching a gazillion times. It's punching the right way in the right spot. So one punch, down and out. You don't have to be a big guy. It's like a kid can knock out a big guy with the right vector of strength and an unbroken chain from the knuckle to, you know, the core, and target it at the right spot on the opponent. It takes virtually nothing. You don't break a sweat, you don't get out of breath if you channel that power in the right way, versus strength, which would be just like the big pummeling, you know. I'm hoping that makes sense. So in that way, you don't walk around clenched and ready to go and always strong and always on guard, but relaxed and chill and having that energy like, when do I get a break? Always, because of that power that's within that you know is available at any time. You have the ability to switch it on at any time, so you don't have to have it activated all the time. You don't have to have the shield up all the time. So it's just about the cool, calm, collected confidence of knowing you have that power within you to call on anytime, anywhere. And so in accessing that version of strength, that version of power, this shows you coming back from the dead, coming back from that sense of that depressive ghost-like energy. So to that end, let's get 3 butterfly affirmations. And while that may have been very kind of vague and philosophical, let's see if the butterflies can't ground that a little bit with something more specific or actionable. Okay, so Scorpio. Let me tune into Scorpio. Okay, card 1 for Scorpio. Okay, that's what your butterfly looks like. And it says, I give myself permission to switch off my mind and have some fun. Okay? Sometimes that's just what we need, is to get into a sense of flow state and stop worrying about who hasn't written you back and what's out there, and just find your sense of intrinsic value in doing something that's fun and feels good in the moment for you. That doesn't depend on someone reflecting something back to you to get a response, but something that is pleasurable to you in the moment. All right, so this is your butterfly. Card 2. The door that closes for me is the wrong door. The door that opens for me is the right door. And that right there is going to be talking about that power versus strength. You're not going to knock on that wrong door. You're not going to tire yourself out and get winded and frustrated knocking on that wrong door. It's going to be like, this is not my door. The power is in recognizing the right door. Alrighty, card 3. That is your butterfly. And it says, I make a positive difference in the world, even with my smile and words. So that tells me that you might not be getting the response, the feedback that you want, but you are having an impact. People do see you, they recognize you, and they are happy you're in their life. You don't have to do as much as you think. You may be trying too hard to get that reflected back to you. It might just be your simple existence is having the impact that you want. All right, Scorpio, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you in a week. Thank you.